Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history, man. You guys already know what it is, man. Make sure you wipe them feet, meaning hit them thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet. We're on our way to 30,000 subscribers. We could not do it without every single one of you, man. As always, appreciate every single one of you guys for being here. Also, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This show is powered by BetUS. Make sure to head over there. Get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next two deposits by using promo code YouTube150, up to $2,000. Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over to BetUS once again. Salute to our proud sponsors. This live is powered by BetUS. Man, a lot to talk about, you guys. Took the last few days off, spent some time with the family, get right, with my kids. Man, my son has been crazy busy with football. My other son, we're still figuring out what he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been craziness left and right. So I took a few days, man. But guess what? We are back, and there's a lot of shit to talk about today. Yes, man. Salute to Die Hard. Wipe them feet, y'all. Make sure you wipe them. Wipe them. Hug these. My brother's in the building, man. The my father himself. I appreciate you as always, King. Grape says, and Jeff, I appreciate you, brother. I'm sad for our Raiders, Graphk. Talk us off the ledge. Hey, man, look, let's keep it a buck here, right? Every year we approach week one as our expectations are all the way up here. You just never know, right? Football is just so unpredictable. You never truly know. The worst team in the league ends up being one of the best teams in the league and vice versa, right? So, right now we see, realistically going into this season with Gardner Minshew, with Aiden O'Connell, either one of those guys who won that quarterback one spot, we already kind of knew that we should have brought our expectations down a little lower. My realistic input was a basement of, potentially 7 to 8 wins, a ceiling of 10 to 11 wins. And that's being on the optimistic side, sneaking into the wild card because of that stout defense that we all thought that we had this year. And mind you, these guys are beat up. Once again, Malcolm Kuntz out for the season. That was a devastating blow to that defensive line. Christian Wilkins, the big free agent signing, gone for the season. Marcus Sepp's gone for the season. He is the communicator back there with those DBs. It's been tough. It's been tough, man. But guess what? 2-4, there's a lot to look forward towards in the future. I don't know realistically, you guys, where we're going right now. I have to keep it a buck with you. You guys may be shocked about this, but I do have us beating the Rams this weekend. They're struggling, a ton of injuries. Is Cooper Kupp going to be available? He may be. Puka's out. They have a ton of injuries over there with the Rams. They are getting some players back here soon, but they're 1-4. They've been struggling. Sean McVay, I believe, is it 4-3, I believe, after a bye week. So they have an opportunity to get right, get fresh before they face us at SoFi Stadium. But I have us beating them in a close game. I do. I think it's going to be the Daniel Carlson special, baby. I really realistically do. I think we still struggle to put up 7. I do believe that Aiden O'Connell is going to have somewhere in that 250 to 300 range against the Rams because they're one of the worst teams. Actually, they are the worst team in the NFL in terms of QB rating allowed. So I do believe that Aiden O'Connell can throw the football around. And I think that he's going to find Trey Tucker finally with the deep ball this Sunday. But I do have us winning a close one. Probably by 3, maybe 6 points tops. But either way, you know what I mean? It's tough because then you have the Chiefs on the menu after that. You have the Cincinnati Bengals who have struggled this year, but I mean, just look at that roster. They still have a ton of talent over there. They still have Joe Burrow. They have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and company. You know, they still have a very respected roster over there. And then we finally have our bye week to figure out what it is we're doing. But I got to keep it a buck, you guys. My expectations have went down a lot. Sin, I do not give AOC a lot of credit. I don't. I just think that he's the better option than Gardner Minshew. I've never said that Aiden O'Connell was the next, the next GOAT, the next this, the next that. I just thought that he gave us a better opportunity to win football games than Gardner Minshew. I don't give him a ton of credit. But you know what? I can say this. I give him credit for what he had to deal with last year, being thrown into the fire by Josh McDaniels, and then AP taking over the job and giving Aiden the job and going out there and winning a few games. I definitely give him his credit for that. But hey, it is what it's saying. I mean, what? I said 250 to 300 yards. Did you hear me? Once again, the Rams are one of the worst teams, not one of the worst, the worst team in the NFL in terms of QB rating against. So that means that Aiden O'Connell has all the chances in the world to go out there and let it fly. Now it's up to Luke Getsy to allow him to go out there and throw the football all over the place. But, and also to be determined, I don't know if Jacoby's going to be out there yet, you guys. He's still dealing with that ankle injury. I know he missed practice the other day. So it's going to be interesting to see where we are in terms of Jacoby Myers and his, if he's going to be out there and be available come Sunday against the Rams at SoFi Stadium. Let me see. Salute to Cali boy. Tom Brady. I love it. We're going to talk about that as well, Cali boy. Hey, what's up, brother? Huge supporter. Good morning. How much power does Brady have in the organization? I heard 5%. Some said 10. Let us know. What do you mean in terms of what, Cali boy? Do you mean in terms of personnel, football operations? Do you mean how much power will he have in terms of maybe going out and get our quarterback and how this roster is shaped? If that's what you're talking about, I don't think it's going to be 5-10%. I think that Mark Davis is going to lean on him a lot. I do believe that he's going to get him and Tom Telesco together, and they're going to try and, even if Champ Kelly's there next year, which I don't believe he will, I think he'll find a job elsewhere. But, put him in there with that brain trust. I think he's going to have a lot of power over this organization in terms of shaping this roster. I mean, he's the greatest football player of all time. Mark has been in love with the idea of bringing him over. If you guys remember, Gruden was the one that nixed the idea of bringing in Tom Brady and Gronk in that, what was it, the 2021 season, somewhere around there. And Gruden didn't want it to happen. So I'm assuming, and we see what Mark, he loves this, patriot way, so to speak, bringing in Josh McDaniels, bringing in Ziegler in the past. But I believe that he thinks that Tom Brady is the brains behind all of the operation. And yeah, man, I think that he's going to have a shit ton of power moving forward in terms of shaping this roster. Salute to Raider Clan, man. All the Raider talk. Y'all hear that? Get it understood by AP. Oh, appreciate you, Raider Clan. Appreciate you, brother. That means a lot. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I think that song is on my brother AP's album, I believe. Get those questions in, you guys. Let's have some fun. Also, something kind of went a little viral here the other day, you guys. Some podcaster, I'm not very familiar with this dude, the Kurt Minihane show. I'm probably butchering his name. I have no idea how much clout that he truly holds in this space, in this realm in terms of football. But I don't know if you guys seen this. He came out and said, people have told me that at Tom Brady, he added Tom Brady, his first move is going to be to ask Bill Belichick if he's interested in being the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. I repeat, people have told me that Tom Brady's first move is going to ask Bill Belichick if he's interested in becoming the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. This is coming from a guy named Kurt Minihane, I believe. Apparently, he has some type of ties within the New England Patriots organization. I wanted to talk about this, you guys, because to be real with you, no, this is not going to happen. We heard about all of the toxicity that was in that building when Tom was there. When Bill Belichick was in the building, when both those guys were together, the rumor mill was that Tom ended up leaving because they chose Bill Belichick over Tom Brady. And we know what happened. The rest is history. He goes to Tampa Bay. He wins a championship, so on and so forth. But there's always been this weird energy in terms of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, him holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo and so on and so forth. I have to keep it a buck here. I'm going to call cap on this, complete cap. I don't think that Bill Belichick is going to have anything to do with our Raiders moving forward. And to be honest, I think that Tom will have some say in terms of, maybe he'll give his take on who we think should be the head coach and so on and so forth. But I don't think that this is a realistic move here. I don't think that Tom is going to want to bring a Bill Belichick in. He wasn't wanted this offseason. I know he had a few interviews with the Atlanta Falcons, I believe. There were a few teams that may potentially have been interested in bringing in Bill Belichick, but I'm going to call cap on this. I don't think that Tom Brady wants to have anything to do with bringing in Bill Belichick as the head coach of our Las Vegas Raiders. I don't know if you guys seen this, but Tom Brady did speak on Ben Johnson, the offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions. Tom Brady stated, and don't quote me, this is not verbatim, but he pretty much said something along the lines of he would have loved to play in that offense that the Detroit Lions run. Okay. So I think that Tom Brady understands that the game is past Bill Belichick, that whole way of him going about his business, the Tom Coughlins of the world, the Bill Belichick's, that militant mindset. I think that is past today's football. It's not the same anymore. A lot of these guys, and I hate to disrespect the young youth that are in this league, but a lot of them are a lot more emotional. A lot of them are a lot more, they can't take the old way of going about coaching. I think that the game is past Bill Belichick. Will somebody potentially take a flyer on him later on down the line? Maybe. Maybe somebody says, hey, maybe he still can be that coach that he once was with the Patriots. But there was a power struggle in New England between the owner, Tom Brady, and the head coach and Bill Belichick. I don't see it. I see no way possible that Bill Belichick is brought into Las Vegas to be the guy to get this thing right, to right the ship per se. It's not going to happen. Once again, if AP is not the guy, if they do not allow him another year to try and fix this, I do believe that Tom Telesco, Tom Brady, whoever's in that building, the brain trust within that room, are going to start reaching out to the Ben Johnsons of the world, these great offensive minds that are doing things in today's football that haven't been seen, in many moons. I don't know if you see all these trick plays that they're putting together out there in Detroit. It's crazy. It's absolute insanity. I don't know if you guys seen this quote from Ben Johnson, which is absolutely hilarious. Ben Johnson on Lions trick plays. This is the kind of coach, you guys, that I want in the building. Look, okay. I believe ESPN posted this. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I'm not worried about putting things on tape. The well is deep. That's the kind of guy that I want in the building running shop. I'm not worried about putting things on tape. The well is deep. A very confident guy in his playbook, in the way he goes about his business in terms of calling the O. That's the kind of guy that I want in the building running shop. That Ben Johnson. And if you guys have not seen a bunch of these trick plays and laterals and all the crazy shit that they're putting together out in Detroit, you guys are missing out on great football. Great football. They got all those guys, the Jahmyr Gibbs and St. Browns, and all those guys are balling at a high level. They took a major hit with Aiden Hutchinson out for the season with that broken leg, but it's fun football to watch. And I love what Primos just said. Ben Johnson may be our Andy Reid. Who knows? Facts. This guy, that bag is deep in terms of the offensive play calling. And if we are in that top 5 to top 10 where we can secure our quarterback of the future, I do believe, that he will take a look and Ben Johnson at least listened to what Mark Davis, Tom Telesco, Tom Brady and company, are willing to offer him. You know what I mean? But it's going to be interesting. But I'm going to call cap on this Bill Belichick rumor. It's easy for this guy to say that he has, people in the building in New England stating this and stating that. I mean, I don't even really truly know how close Tom Brady is with that organization at this point. And why would Tom talk to anybody within the New England organization about what he's thinking about doing in terms of bringing in a head coach? To me, that makes no sense. And once again, Tom Brady is not, he's not our general manager. He is a minority owner that's going to have some say in football operations, but I don't think that Tom Brady is going to come in with all the power in the world to trump what Tom Telesco wants to do in terms of bringing in a coaching staff and so on and so forth. So I'm going to call cap on this. And once again, I do not believe that Tom Brady would be speaking to anybody in that building about his ideas of potentially what he wants to do in Las Vegas moving forward. So let me get these supers in, you guys. Once again, salute to everybody here in the building. I'm so behind on the chat. Appreciate 800 plus people here. Make sure you guys wipe them feet, hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Green Dot Gang is in full effect. Salute to Moolah. This Sunday will be my first Raider game that I'm attending. Hopefully we don't look like shit. Raider Nation for life. Have fun out there, my brothers. Salute to Moolah, my dog. Appreciate you, man, for the $5 holla. Salute to Raider Manny. You watched Protect the Shield live yesterday? No, I haven't. He gave a lot of behind-the-scenes info. I have not seen any of that. Sources on the DA, and I don't have any take on that. Salute to Raider Manny. I don't watch a ton of Raider content. I got to keep it real with you. I'm so focused on doing what I'm doing, and me and my team, we have so much stuff going on that I don't have time to watch a shit ton of stuff. But salute to those guys. You know what I mean? Definitely salute to everybody out there that's putting out Raider content, doing their thing. But no, I have not. I don't watch a ton of it because I don't have the time to. Salute to Cholo, man. As a Boston Celtic fan and knowing bullshit media is cap. There you go. Salute to Cholo, man. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to DB. Shout out to Elite on her first show. Oh, yeah, man. Our sis Elite be on fire. She be on fire, man. Salute to her. And salute to my brother, Big Mike, for definitely helping propel her and her channel. I love what they got going on over there. I haven't got an opportunity to really tap in and watch a bunch of their shows, but I definitely at some point need to join them because they're doing great things over there. But once again, like I said, I don't really have a ton of free time to do that. You know what I'm saying? But salute to them as always. Salute to Jacob. What did Maxx mean wherever I am in the interview? We're going to talk about this. I don't know if you guys, seen what he said. A lot of these pro football focus and pro football talk and CBS and a lot of these so-called major outlets are making this bigger than what it needs to be. They were talking to him in the locker room after the trade went through with Davante Adams. And this is what our superstar defensive end had to say. I'm not here to rebuild. I'm here to win. So I don't know, whatever that means, Crosby said via Crunch Time Sports on Thursday. But I'm here to win now. Wherever I'm going to be here to win. So that's all that matters to me. Okay, so I take this as he kind of put his words together a little bit too quick. I'm here to win now. Wherever I'm going to be here to win. So that's all that matters to me. So I think that the way he worded it kind of threw people through a loop, through this, the media that are looking for clips through a frenzy and thought, oh man, they start salivating thinking we're going to get 1 million clicks off of this. But I didn't take this as a personal shot at the Raiders. I didn't take this as a situation that he doesn't want to be here or that he's going to be elsewhere. Once again, you guys, I'm not here to rebuild. He shouldn't be. He's in the pinnacle of his career. He wants to win now. I'm here to win. He stated he wants to win right now. So I don't know whatever that means, but I'm here to win now. Wherever I am, I'm going to be here to win. So that's all that matters to me. And I don't know if you guys seen this because I'm seeing a lot of people making this thing bigger than what it needs to be, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons actually went on his podcast, I believe it's through Bleacher Report. And he stated that Maxx needs to be a Raider forever. He personifies the silver and black. He shouldn't be, he couldn't imagine him being anywhere else outside of being a Raider. And Maxx Crosby definitely is the guy that personifies the Raider image. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him going anywhere. I think that he's bought into what we have going on. Yes, he wants to win now, but I think he understands that Devontae's moving on. He's at the latter part of his career. He wants to return to a guy with Aaron Rodgers where they made a lot of history out there in Green Bay, all pros and playoff, playoff, appearances and so on and so forth. But he's at a point where he's young enough to understand you got to draft well. We have a new general manager. We need a quarterback. And that's no knock to Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew, but it is what it is. I think that they are talking to him. And Mark Davis already came out, you guys, and nipped this in the bud. He said that that Maxx is not going anywhere. So I think we can stop talking about this moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, the trade deadline is around the corner. Yes. But realistically, do you think that the Raiders are going to move on from Maxx Crosby? No. What kind of tone does that set in the locker room? He is the tone. He is the one that is the motor to this team. You don't move on from a Maxx Crosby. That is a guy that we've said forever that is untouchable. He should not be even talked about in terms of trades, whether it's the deadline or you can get a bunch of new draft capital, so on and so forth. We just picked up a third that can turn into a second, right? We have a full draft class. We also have an opportunity, you guys, to potentially get 2 extra draft picks, comp picks for Amik Robertson, who went to Detroit, and Bilal Nichols, who went to the Cardinals. So we have a shit ton of draft capital. I think we're going to be realistically somewhere where we're drafting very low in the draft or very high in the draft anywhere where we can find our quarterback. There's no need to move on from a Maxx Crosby. A Shedeur Sanders or a Cam Ward or one of those type of guys would want to play in Las Vegas because of Maxx Crosby being in the building. You know what I'm saying? So it makes no sense to move on from a guy that is the pulse of this organization, that is that cool guy, right? Like he's young enough for Shedeur Sanders and these type of guys that Cam Ward is to look up to him, but he's also old enough to understand, it's time to win now. You don't move on from a guy that's young enough to still play in this league at a high level for years to come, but old enough and wise enough to understand that, look, we need to turn this into a winning organization, and I'm here for it. We're not moving on from Maxx Crosby, you guys. I understand that, a lot of these platforms are going to take this and twist his words and so on and so forth. Until I hear Maxx Crosby state that he wants to leave the Raiders, I'm not even going to entertain this. Once again, untouchable. I knew this was coming. I said this on the last watch party when Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg, that all the rumors were going to start flying about Maxx Crosby. Once Devontae moved on, all the rumors were going to start surfacing again, about moving on from our best player, Maxx Crosby, so on and so forth. You don't move a player like Maxx Crosby. You don't. Now, will these guys listen on the phone? Definitely. That's their job. Tom Telesco's job is to listen to anything that could potentially better this team. But that doesn't mean that he's going to flirt with the idea of moving from Maxx Crosby. You know what I'm saying? If Detroit comes calling and says, we got 3 first-round picks, do you think that Tom Telesco's not going to, at least listen and see what they're talking about? But essentially, you look at it from a standpoint of those can potentially be 3 pretty much second-round picks, because Detroit is going to be drafting in a later in the first round. You know what I mean? They're built to win now, you guys. I think that they put something together out there in terms of sustainable success. Now, what will this thing look like if Ben Johnson leaves next year? I don't know. They can completely crap out. I don't know. But me personally, I'm not flirting with the idea of moving Maxx Crosby. He wants to be a Raider, and until proven otherwise, he's here. And once again, you guys, Maxx got what he wanted. AP is the head coach. Mark Davis has appeased him every step of the way, gave him some extra money this offseason on top of his existing contract, gave him the head coach that he wanted, went out and got his sparring partner in Christian Wilkins to have that presence at defensive tackle next to him. He has been literally spoon-fed everything that he wanted outside of being able to win football games. And I think that he is going to stick around to see this thing get right, to see the ship get righted, whether that's Tom Telesco, Tom Brady, whoever it is, Antonio Pierce, whoever it is. I think that Maxx is here for the long term. I couldn't imagine him playing on any other team. He has the mindset of a Raider. Salute to Aunt Breeze. Hello, Graphk. First time texting, but have been listening to your amazing podcast. I believe that Tom Brady, having that he might want to have a head coach like Ben Johnson. Sorry, I may be butchering this, EA, but yes, I think that he would want to bring in a guy like Ben Johnson. I think that's kind of what you're stating, man. Salute to you and welcome, and I appreciate you on the $10 special. Salute to Yvette Niles, my fam, sis of the show. Thank you so much for the $10 special. And also, thank you so much for gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to all the new Green Dot Gang here in the building. I appreciate you so much, Niles. Thank you. Let me see. CJ, what's good, Graphk? Love all the new content with Sanjit and Wasted. Yes, we will be bringing back the 12 personnel show very soon here as well, you guys. So stay tuned for that. Me, Wasted, and Sanjit will definitely be bringing our podcast back. You know, we've had so much stuff going on, but we will definitely run that back here in the near future. Salute to Josh. In retrospect, if we had traded to get Stroud and didn't have Bowers, in your opinion, do you think Stroud is a better quarterback for us than the upcoming class? Yes, I do. I think that CJ Stroud is going to be a perennial all-pro, quarterback. I think that he is so talented. I do believe that he was put in a great situation out there with that phenomenal OC who's going to end up probably being a head coach next year. But I think that CJ Stroud to me is better than every quarterback in next year's draft. Yes. So I would have rather had CJ Stroud than Brock Bowers. And that's no knock to Bowers because he is phenomenal. He is going to be the greatest tight end in the NFL for many years. But quarterback, tight end, right? I mean, I understand why we took him this year because, there was no quarterbacks left on the board. So you take the best player available, which was Brock Bowers. But if you have to put CJ Stroud here and Brock Bowers, you're taking CJ Stroud because it's so much more difficult to locate your quarterback of the future. And not only that, you just took Michael Mayer in the second round last year. You know what I mean? So you definitely take CJ Stroud. Salute to Daniel Munoz, my dog. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk. Thank you for becoming Green Dot Gang. If you guys want to become Green Dot Gang, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's one of the best ways to support what we do over here. And once again, you guys, you have to realistically look at things from the outside looking in, right? All this Max stuff happens. All this talk happens because, we're playing losing football right now. And a lot of these people need things to talk about. They understand that, negativity sells. That it's going to pinch a nerve. It's going to get us to click because we're diehard rabid Raider fans, right? So, we're 2-4. There's nothing great to talk about. We look bad on the defensive side of the ball. We look terrible on the offensive side of the ball. Can't get the passing game going. Can't get the ground game going consistently, right? The O-line has been up and down, even though I think they're starting to look a lot better these last few weeks with Glaze and JPJ out there. But, they need things to talk about. We have a rabid fan base. I've said this a million times. They know that we're going to click. They know that we're going to, share it. I do it all the time. Even though I can't stand some of these articles, I'll share it and give my opinion on it because I'm a rabid Raider fan, right? So, they need something to talk about. With Devontae forcing his way out to a 2-4 Jets team with a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position, it's easy to pick at us. It's easy to say, well, the last man standing is Maxx Crosby. It's easy to say, this team needs an edge rusher, the Atlanta Falcons. Detroit Lions needs an edge rusher now. The Commanders and all these other teams could potentially use one. It's easy to throw that into the universe and just get all these clicks because of how bad this football team is. Until we better this thing, until we right the ship, this is going to consistently be the trend in Raider Nation. Putting out bullshit for us to click on it, get mad, get upset, share it, so on and so forth, so we can push their narrative forward. We do it. I do it. We all do it. To be honest, we're also to blame with this because we continue to talk about this nonsense. We continue to share it on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and so on and so forth. So, we're partly responsible for this. But once again, I do believe avid, Tito, my bad. We are rabid about this team too, though. We definitely have rabies about this team. But yes, avid Raider fans. Ben Johnson would be a huge get, but what do you think about Stefanski if we can't get BJ? Pause. He may be available. Cleveland is a mess. Salute, Graphk. No, thank you. No, thank you, sir. Ben Johnson or bust. Or I would take the OC out there with the Houston Texans. I want a great offensive mind. What is it, Slovic? I would look that route. if it's not Ben Johnson. Or you could potentially take a look at the collegiate level and bring up one of these rising stars, one of these bright minds on the offensive side of the ball. But me personally, no. I would not want to bring in the Cleveland head coach at all. Salute, man, to everybody here in the building. As always, you guys, wipe them feet, man. Make sure you hit them thumbs up if you're not subscribed yet. Let me see. Salute to my brother Hug in the building. Bill wasn't shit before Brady, nor was he after Brady. Left Belichick ain't the answer, period. Torque, you hearing me? Facts, bro. Facts. I don't want nothing to do with Bill Belichick. I think the game has passed him by. And I think that's the reason why he's still out there. And now he's on the Manning podcast, covering Monday Night Football games and so on and so forth. Like there's a reason why he's not hired by a team right now. I do believe that his way of going about business is not the way, business is done in today's NFL. I don't think it would happen. And once again, with all of the, back and forth crazy shit that we heard, about New England and Brady, forcing himself out of New England to go to Tampa Bay, where he ended up eventually winning a Super Bowl without Bill Belichick. I just don't see it. Now, are those guys still cool? Definitely. You've seen them at the Tom Brady roast. It's funny that New England, Graphk and Bill Belichick kind of kept their distance. I think that's kind of more where that weird energy stems from. But yeah, man, it makes no sense to bring in a guy like Bill Belichick. And I think that Tom Brady understands that as well, especially in Las Vegas, in a place where, people go to win, right? But people go to Vegas because of all the lights, the glamour, the glitz. And right now, Ben Johnson is essentially the shiny toy of the NFL right now. A lot of people compare him to potentially being the next Andy Reid or the next Sean McVay. So, why would you want to bring in a guy that did win a ton of Super Bowls? Definitely won 6 out there in New England, but he also had Tom Brady at quarterback. And, he had, at the time, Josh McDaniels, a great offensive coordinator, and he always had a stout defense as well. But nah. Don't you think Ben Johnson is number 1 on the Jets list? You think we have a better roster? 10 Commandments, realistically, do you think that he's going to go there for 1 year of Aaron Rodgers? I don't think he would. If the Jets are bad enough to draft a quarterback in this year's draft, which maybe they will. But you have an aging wide receiver in Devontae Adams. You have a Aaron Rodgers who's at the end of his career, literally. I don't think it makes any sense. The one team that I'm looking at is the Philadelphia Eagles. That is the one team I'm looking at in regards to potential competition for bringing in Ben Johnson. That's one of the teams. There can be some other teams that pop up out of nowhere that may potentially surprisingly move on from their head coach. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? There's some teams that you can keep an eye on, but Philadelphia is the name that I'm definitely keeping an eye on because I think they're going to move on from their head coach this year. But it's up to Ben Johnson if he thinks that Jalen Hurts can be the guy that can run that offense. I don't know. I think that Ben Johnson is going to want to get his own quarterback of the future and be able to develop him, and that can happen in Las Vegas. And when you have a Maxx Crosby, Christian Wilkins on the defensive side of the ball, Malcolm Koonce potentially coming back next year, you already have a something that you can build on the defensive side of the ball. You have JPJ in place, who I think is going to move to center at some point and be that all-pro guy. You have a DJ Glaze who's playing really good for us in his rookie year. There's pieces there that you can build on. I just think that personally he'd want to go somewhere where he can develop his own quarterback. Let me see. Salute to Sholo. Johnson, head coach, play caller, and Chargers Navarro Bowman as DC. No, I want a proven defensive coordinator. And I love Navarro Bowman, especially his time in the league. Was a phenomenal linebacker. But no. I'd rather keep Patrick Graham, to be honest with you, Sholo, man, if you could. I don't think the way this defense is performing this year that Graham's going to find a head coaching job elsewhere. So potentially you could bring him back. I know there's a lot of, red flags this year on the defensive side of the ball, but once again, he's coaching without Marcus Epps, his starting safety, who is essentially the communicator back there on the back end of the defense. There's so many injuries, Malcolm Koonce, Christian. Well, we talked about this, right? I would rather bring Graham back instead of looking at a Navarro Bowman as a defensive coordinator. So to Rob, my guy, keep AP, get an OC, sign Higgins, draft Sanders. But okay, but who was the guy? Who was the guy then? And I know there's still a lot of question marks, Robert, about who's going to be available potentially as offensive coordinators next year. But who's the guy? Who's the guy? I don't know if we're in a situation where a guy. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not here. I'm not going to beat up on AP. I'm not going to do that. I don't know what guy would come over here to be the OC under AP. I don't know. I'd rather have a guy in Ben Johnson who could be the head coach / OC, and then you allow a guy like Graham to run the defensive side of the ball. Me personally, that's what I would do. Salute to Rob, my brother, man, in the building. Hey, Tim, I would not. I'm nothing against bringing in Robert Salah if that's the option. If you move on from Graham, real talk, great defensive mind. Salute to Junior Johnson, head coach, and Robert Salah's DC. If Graham leaves, would love it. And depending on the success that the Minnesota Vikings have this year as well, I don't see them moving on from Flores. But that's a name to keep an eye on as well, because he's been doing phenomenal work out there in Minnesota. And, if he doesn't pick up a head coaching job, what if the Raiders do say, and I've talked about this the other day on one of the Coffee and Convos, that make him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the NFL. Pay him the way Detroit paid Ben Johnson to stick around and run the O this season. I'm all for that. You know what I mean? Look, if you brought in Ben Johnson in Flores, dog, like that's absolutely insane to me. That'd be crazy. You literally just got two of the best coaches on both sides of the football in one offseason, which is very, very – the odds of that happening are very slim, right? But in a perfect world, Flores and Ben Johnson, oh, my God. With the young Shador or Cam Ward or one of those young quarterbacks, oh, man. Be crazy. Salute to Can't Get Right in the building. My dog, appreciate you, brother. Let me see. Reb, I agree. Yeah, it's time to get an innovative offense. Facts. Let me see. Salute once again, man, to everybody here in the building. As always, I appreciate. We got almost 1,100 people rocking. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, what are you waiting for? Lou, Kubiak's not getting fired. They have so many injuries on that O-line, the receiver position. You've seen it last night. New Orleans has a ton of problems on both sides of the football, an aging defense, a ton of injuries. I don't think that, there's any reason for them to move on from Kubiak. He had that thing gelling out there those first few weeks. DC ends up with, an oblique injury, a rib injury? I forgot what it was. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Is the young pup the guy? Is it Jake Hayner? Is it Spencer Rattler? I don't know. But personally, I don't think that they move on from Clint Kubiak. I think if anything, they're gonna fire Dennis Allen, which it's time to do that. And they'll bring in another guy. But Clint Kubiak's not going anywhere. I don't think it's his problem. Dennis Allen's just not a good head coach. He's not. He's terrible. It's terrible. But yeah, I don't see him going anywhere. They would be crazy to fire Clint Kubiak after 1 year with all those injuries that they have on both sides of the football. Salute to No Santana, my guy. If you want Maxx to be Raider Nation for life, wipe them feet, man. Hit them thumbs up. You already know. Nose ring, y'all. No booger. Nose ring. No booger. No Minshew, y'all. Nose ring. No Minshew. Nose ring. No Minshew. Let me see. Arnie says, prediction, Rams are 7-point favorites against us. Can we shock a 1-4 team? I don't think it's a shocker. I don't think it'd be a shocker that we would beat the Rams. They've been kind of up and down all season long. It's just weird the way that they go about their business this year. They have a ton of injuries, you know what I mean? But Sean McVay is Sean McVay. He's coming off of a bye week. He's got an opportunity to really take a look at Aiden O'Connell, and look at this team and the way it's structured. I think the Rams are going to be prepared. I do, but I do think we find a way to beat them by 3 points or potentially 6 points. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. This could be like a 20-14 game or a 20-17 game. But I do believe that we're going to find a way to win this football game. I do. I don't know why. I do. They haven't gave me any reasons to believe that this team is prepared to win any games the rest of this season, to be real with you. But I just have this nagging suspicion that they're going to go out there and Aiden's going to throw the football around, and the defense are going to be flying all over the place, and we find a way to win. And once again, we'll have a little home field advantage out there, probably 60-40, 70-30 out there at SoFi Stadium in terms of fan base, because you guys know we still run LA. Parham is listed as did not participate Wednesday and Thursday. Let me bring up this updated. I already had it up and I accidentally deleted it. Report Raiders. Let me see. All right. So updated in terms of yesterday, you guys. Jack Jones, questionable with an illness. Maxx Crosby, questionable, the ankle. He did not participate Thursday, but this has been the trend with Max since last year. Kind of a veteran rest, so to speak. Zamir White's questionable with that groin injury. He did practice on a limited basis Thursday, so it looks like Zamir's kind of trending towards potentially playing Sunday. Jacoby Myers, questionable. He remained on the sideline at practice on Thursday, so he was not out there, but who's to say? We'll kind of get a better idea of when everything drops today in terms of Jacoby Myers, but he's questionable at this point. Yes, on Wednesday, Dylan Parham did not participate. He did not practice Wednesday with the foot injury. And then John Jenkins was questionable as well. And then Waga was questionable also. But that looks like the updates up to this point. And I'm going to go to week 7. Boom, boom. Adam Butler, full participant. Max did not participate. Tommy did not participate with the quad injury. He hasn't practiced all week long, you guys. Tommy Eichenberg. Tyreek McAllister, full participant. Jacoby did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Colton Miller did not participate Wednesday. He was full participant yesterday. Thayer Munford, full participant Wednesday and Thursday. Dylan Parham, yes, did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. Something to monitor moving forward with that foot injury. Jackson Powers Johnson, JPJ should be good to go with that knee injury. He's been a full participant all week long. Zamir White, limited both days, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll get a bit, like I said, better idea once they drop the updated injury report for today. John Jenkins did not participate at all Wednesday or Thursday. Illness. It's not an injury, you guys. He's dealing with an illness, and the same thing with Jack Jones. It's kind of going around right now, because of weather change. So people are getting sick, flu, all that other stuff. So it looks like John Jenkins and Jack Jones are dealing with some type of illness. In terms of the Rams, you guys, Logan Bruss, the guard, was full participant Wednesday, Thursday. It looks like he'll be good to go. Jordan Whittington, the wide receiver, was dealing with a shoulder injury. He's been limited Wednesday and Thursday. Joe Noteboom, the guard, ankle, was limited both days, Wednesday, Thursday. Something to monitor moving forward. Key player for them on that O-line. Alex Ward, long snapper, illness, did not participate Wednesday. He was a full participant Thursday. And then Cooper Kupp has been limited Wednesday and Thursday. He's dealing with that ankle injury. So I think that's going to be more of a game time decision in terms of Cooper Kupp. We'll get a better idea these next 24 hours about what they look like in terms of Cooper Kupp. Let me see. He said, you think they're going to win because you're delusional as us. It's not even that. The Rams have they're 1-4 right now. They're struggling on both sides of the ball. We're struggling. We have not been able to realistically win at SoFi Stadium like that. I just feel like we're up to win one in LA finally. I just have this weird feeling that we're going to end up winning this football game. Let me see. I know that'd be crazy, right? If Corum goes out there and absolutely balls, that'd be insane. And we have a full breakdown, you guys, of tomorrow's Rams and Raiders game. We'll do it, I think, 12 Central, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be doing a Rams complete preview of the game, so stay tuned for that. Angel, facts. I do. People don't want to hear it, and people were killing me. Can you hand me that coffee, babe? Please? I don't care. There are a few names that people don't agree with me on. But right now, we're not a wide receiver away. We're not a left tackle away. There are a few names that I think that we should potentially look at, and people don't want to hear it, but Jakobi Meyers. I know he's still fairly young. What are he, 27, 26, 27? So he's still really young. He is a guy that can be, that wide receiver 2, next year moving forward. He's going to have to be the wide receiver 1 this year if he can get that ankle together. 10 Commandments. I'll go back to it, brother. My apologies. But Jakobi can potentially get you something. The Niners called us about his services this offseason. We didn't want to move on from him. Colton Miller with that shoulder injury, starting to finally start to look a little like the old Colton Miller. But maybe you can get something. It's very hard to find left tackles at the NFL level. I would flirt with the idea of moving on from that contract. You can move Mumford to left tackle, where to me he looks better at left tackle, and you have Glaze at right tackle. So Jakobi would be a name to keep an eye on, depending on what you can get back in draft capital. Colton Miller, because of the shoulder injury, and he's starting to show, he hasn't looked the same. Put it like that. Outside of that, I don't really know. I know that Scout mentioned the name John Jenkins, but this is probably going to be his last year in the NFL. I don't know what kind of team would give up any kind of real draft capital for 37, 38-year-old nose tackle. But that would be an interesting name. So he said a 5th to 7th rounder. I said he was smoking crack if he thought he was going to get a 5th round pick. Thank you, Ben. But you could potentially maybe get a 7th round pick, for John Jenkins. But that's truly about it. If there's a team that believes in Zeus or one of these guys, I don't know who would at this point, but I would throw those names out. Real draft capital that you could potentially bring back. Jakobi Meyers and Colton Miller. Definitely. Let me see. In 10 Commandments, if you can, brother, put the question once again in the comment section, and I'll read it, brother. My apologies for not giving you an answer. The chat is flying right now, so bear with me. The Brady situation has been in play for a while now. Mark knew the timeline. We all did. I think AP was the perfect bridge to the next coaching staff. The Raider talked that shit. And I talked about this to Raider the other day. I said that Mark has a trend of this, bring in Marshawn Lynch to appease the Oakland fans in Oakland on the way out of Oakland. Bring in John Gruden to help usher in the Oakland fan base into Las Vegas by bringing a nostalgic hire. He's done this a lot. Bringing Marcus Peters, an Oakland guy, Marshawn Lynch's cousin, to appease the fan base because he's a Raider. He grew up a Raider. He's from Oakland, right? He has a trend of doing this. I believe that is exactly what he did. AP was a guy that would, keep the fan base excited last year. A fan favorite, a player favorite, and so on and so forth. I truly believe that was the idea with AP. I don't think that he's going to be the long-term answer as a head coach, me personally. And I'm not here to knock AP because people think I hate him. I don't. But I believe you hit the nail on the head right here, man. AP was the perfect bridge to bringing the next coaching staff. Salute to the Raider, man. Salute to Wilkinson as well. You looking forward to Uncle Hondo and Zeke's, are you looking forward to Uncle Hondo and Zeke's deep dive on Devontae Adams in the bye week? I haven't heard about it. Once again, Linda, I've been out the loop. I have not been checking in on anything. You know what I'm saying? So outside of, any national, stuff that's going on with us, I have not been watching everything. So I don't know. I believe somebody mentioned that Hondo was going to do a deep dive, and he usually does this when players leave the building. And I know somebody shared something on Twitter the other day about him kind of picking at Devontae Adams, which was hilarious. I seen a little 10-second tidbit. Salute to Uncle Hondo, but I'll definitely be checking it out. You know what, Linda? I'm gonna reach out to him. Usually when he does those deep dives, he kind of goes on tour a little bit to get as much light shed, on the product that he's putting out there. I'm gonna reach out to Uncle Hondo and see if he wants to pull up and do a coffee and Hondo with Unc, man. But to be honest with you, I don't really care too much about Devontae Adams moving forward. I don't. And I know one of the situations that he's going to mention, I already know, and I've talked about it before. I know a few things that have happened behind the scenes in terms of Devontae Adams and teammates and so on and so forth. So I know there's going to be some things that he's going to talk about, potentially, right? But I'm definitely going to reach out to him. Bring back Jacoby. Miller can walk. Hey, Jacoby fits the timeline, Wilder. He does. Look, I love Jacoby Myers. He does all the dirty work at the wide receiver position. He's a great teammate. You know, he knows the game. I would love it. I'm just saying, if you're at a point now where it's a fire sale, not a complete fire sale like the Maxx Crosbys of the world, but you could potentially bring something. There's a lot of wide receiver needy teams out there, Wilder. Do you know what Pittsburgh would potentially do to bring in Jacoby Myers? They'd probably give us a mid-round pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. We probably get a 4th-round pick out of Pittsburgh if they don't go look at like a Mike Williams or one of those other type of guys. So you just never know. Would you take a 4th-round pick for a Jacoby if Pittsburgh comes calling? Sometimes you got to say, hey, well, you know what? Let's think about the future and forget about the now. Salute the Raiders pace. Lions fans or any other team drooling over what they think is a chance to trade for Maxx is literally like us thinking we can offer enough to trade for Mahomes. Off limits, mofos. Facts plus tax. Salute to my guy Raider Pace on a $10 special. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I've been seeing them on Twitter. Crazy with it, man. I've been seeing craziness with those Lion fans. I'm not watching the presser, you guys. I honestly, I don't give a shit. They've been bad. One the other day was completely muted. I couldn't even hear anything that AP said. Honestly, I don't really want to hear anything from AP. I mean, if you guys want to listen, I'll put it on the phone, and you guys can. We'll have the audio. If y'all want to listen, I definitely will. But I'm kind of over those pressers, man. You don't really get anything. You don't really get anything out of them. It's kind of PC political answers. There's nothing really there. You know what I'm saying? And what is he going to say right now? Is he maybe he offers some updates on the injury report, maybe a Jacoby? I mean, we could check it out. But I just don't care about those pressers anymore. I watched the Luke Getsy one the other day and damn near lost 33 brain cells. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of that shit. Let's see what Mumford can do at left tackle. Mark, I'm telling you, he is better at left tackle than he is at right tackle. So I wouldn't have a problem bringing in Mumford. He's still a young pup. You know what I mean? Still on that rookie deal. I would love to have him at left tackle, have Glaze at right, and you can move on from that contract. You have even more money on top of that $108 million that we're going to have next year to spend. And this is not me shitting on Colton Miller. I'm just seeing the regression because of the shoulder injury. And it looks like he's inside of his head a little bit. You know what I mean? Okay, Santana, my bad, brother. My bad. I'm literally behind on the supers and stuff. My apologies, brother. When there's 1,200 people in the building, it's kind of easy, man, to fall off a little bit. Miss my super. Think I was asking, who do you think will be drafted first? Hunter. I think Hunter will. I think Hunter's going to be the first one off the board. I think he's a generational player, whether you have him at corner or wide receiver. And depending on what organization he goes to, Santana, you know what I mean? Let's say New England gets him, right? They already have their quarterback in Drake May of the future, right? Maybe they take the best tackle available to help Drake May, to help protect him, which they should. But I can see a world where they potentially take Travis Hunter at the top of the draft and start him off at wide receiver. And maybe you see a look here and there with him at corner. I don't know. Some teams want him at corner. Some people think he'll be a better corner than wide receiver. I'll tell you this. At the next level, I know we probably want to be paid like a wide receiver, right? So I'm assuming that Hunter's going to come into the league and say, play me a wide receiver because I want that bag. You know what I mean? But it just depends on what organization takes him. If he ends up, on a corner needy team, but I think he goes first. I do believe that Travis Hunter is one of those generational type players that will be off the board before Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. Oh my God, Young, that would be the best duo in the NFL. If you had him at corner instead of wide receiver, Travis Hunter and oh my God, and Gonzo, bro, that would be absolute insanity, bro. New England would have lockdown corners on both sides, on both of them on rookie deals. Kenny Mack, only way Max gets traded is if he wants to go, plus a Jimmy Johnson type haul. Factory outlet, Kenny. That's the only way that you even play around with the thought of moving on from Maxx Crosby. Clear cut. If he says, I want to leave, which I don't see Maxx Crosby as a quitter. What he did last year was put a little pressure on Mark Davis and Champ Kelly and so on and so forth, right? To bring his guy back. I didn't look at that as him asking out. Him saying anything can be on the table potentially. I just think that he was putting a little pressure on Mark Davis to bring his guy back. I don't think that Max is the type of guy that's going to ask out, period. Man, the Raiders changed this man's life, you guys. Being drafted to Oakland, you know what I'm saying? And getting sober, I believe after the first year of him being a pro, I think that he feels like he owes this Raider organization more than we know. You know what I mean? So I don't see him quitting on the Raiders. I don't. I think that he's going to be a Raider for life. And unless, he asks for it, I don't see him moving on at all. Once again, I mean, Mac is not Maxx Crosby. And once again, Gruden, another boneheaded move by Gruden to come in and move on from Khalil Mack. That was all Gruden. I don't see a head coach that has the ego tied to him the way Gruden does, coming in and saying, I'm getting rid of Maxx Crosby, my best player. Gruden is one of one, you guys. There's certain people have the ego the size of a fucking mountain. And other people are not going to come in and move on from, most people will not come in and move on from the likes of a Maxx Crosby. It's crazy. Salute to Sholo, my God. 10 Commandments. I still have not seen your comment, brother. So let me go look for it real quick. Is Roundtable coming out with new Raider merch? Sholo, I'll keep you posted on that, brother. I will. I'll definitely keep you posted. For what I know right now, no, but potentially they will bring out some more stuff. Guess he looks like McDonald's hamburger. Stupid, bro. Stupid. It's facts, though. That's facts, though. All right, let me look for this super. While I do this, you guys, look. Hold on. I cannot find it. Salute to my dog. My apologies, brother. I was looking for it. What do you think of using Mumford in the guard role next to Glaze? If Parham can't go, Sanjit thinks Mumford is too slow for a tackle. I'm all for it. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think it'll be Jordan Meredith. I think Meredith will get the start if Glaze is not. I mean, if Parham can't go, I think they're going to go with Jordan Meredith. We seen him out there last week. I think they're over the Andres Pete and the Cody Whitehair experience. I think they'll probably go with Jordan Meredith. But that'd be interesting. Mumford played guard, tackle, both. At Ohio State at the collegiate level. Not against that. But I think they'll go with Jordan Meredith there at guard. Let me see. All right, we went over the injury report. Oh, also, you guys, I don't know if you've seen minor pickup. It's nothing really to lose your shit over. But we did go out and sign a veteran linebacker in Blake Lynch to the practice squad on Wednesday. This is a guy that was went undrafted in 2020, came into the league with the Minnesota Vikings. He has appeared in 28 games with 7 starts for both the Vikings and the Chargers. He's totaled 41 tackles, 26 solo, 2 sacks, 1 pick, 3 passes defense, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. Also, he spent some time with the Cardinals and the Seahawks. This is a guy, man, that went to Baylor at the collegiate level, made 32 starts at 5 different positions, according to Raiders.com. Corner, linebacker, safety, wide receiver, running back. So versatile young pup. He finished his college career with 134 tackles, 89 solo, 13 and a half tackles for a loss, 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, 12 passes defensed, and 1 forced fumble with 2 fumble recoveries. So we did add him to the practice squad for some additional depth at the corner. At the linebacker position. So is Parham officially out? Let me go look at Twitter real quick. Let me see if anybody has any updates on him. Let me see. And once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building. Not seeing anything yet on Parham. So. Did AP talk about it on the presser, y'all?
And, for us, and we just didn't get the touches to him. Shame on us. But hopefully that's not the case this week. Obviously, with Brock being there and being a big focus of our offense, the ability that Trey gives you, and we've seen it now in the preseason at certain times throughout the year. The big playability. If it's not special teams, it's on reverses, it's shots down the field. We got to find ways to get him the ball by all means necessary. And the thing about Trey, he's getting closer and closer to really. You can see the look in his eyes, just for the opportunity.
AP, obviously you guys are missing Christian Wilkins right there in the middle, but logistically, how do you guys stop the running game from the opponent?
Just any opponent or the Rams?
Because the Parham's out.
Talk about the Rams.
Okay, yeah, no, I think with the Rams.
Man, this team cannot.
I talked about it earlier this week. When you look at Williams and what they do up front, very powerful runner. Not the biggest guy, but man, he runs behind his pads. He runs like a big boy. So for us, I think it's the most thing important when you're playing defensive line, like hand placement, pad level, your eyes. And before you make a tackle, you got to whoop that man's tail in front of you and beat him. And if you're asked to do
Rich, I agree. Jordan Meredith season,
man. Same, but I think the way our defense is built, especially when we got John Jenkins in there, Adam Butler, a lot of this stuff we like to funnel between our tackles and our linebacker, right? Our middle linebacker, Robert Spillane. So just doing your job, again, not trying to replace Christian Wilkins on their stat sheet, but just more so doing your job and doing the technique that we ask you to do.
When the Rams do have Cooper Kupp, they tend to throw to a lot. And when they don't, they spread it around a lot. I mean, how different is it preparing for if he's there and if he's not, for how different their ball distribution is?
First, we have ultimate respect for Cooper. I mean, just going against him last year in training camp, seeing him work each and every day in practice, and then you watch the body of work that he's put into the league since he's played. Ultimate pro, obviously an X factor in the game. But they do.
Jacoby is doubtful for Sunday, you guys. So it looks like he will not be playing.
Players, and they got a lot of speed at wide receiver. So
Adam Scheffner just reported Jacoby Myers doubtful for Sunday.
Good job of changing up how he attacks the defense, and I think we'll see that within the first quarter or so.
Antonio, obviously you grew up in LA, a Raider fan, but there was another team down in Orange County, the Rams. Yep. I mean, did you ever pay attention to them, or what was that dynamic?
No, I didn't. It was too far away. And it was no disrespect, but I did play, I'll be honest, I did with Eric Dickerson because I wanted to play running back when I was younger. Eric Dickerson, Jerome Bettis, but, and they had that 1 year, I can't remember, it was either 88 or 89.
Well, I'm done. But yeah, Parham's out. Jacoby is officially doubtful for Sunday. Graphk, you'd actually be surprised by what I would say about this. I know a lot of people, would take Maxx. I love Maxx Crosby. I think he's Raider personified, but I'm taking Prime Mac. Y'all may not agree with me. I'm taking Prime Mac, a guy that was all pro at two different positions. At the time, the only guy to ever do that at the NFL level. He may be now. I think, did Micah Parsons do it now? He may have done it, but Mac is different. Mac is different. And the thing that people tend to forget about Khalil Mack is the way he plays the run. He is different when he was at his peak. Prime Mac, clearly. I don't know if you guys were around when he literally beat the Carolina Panthers, Cam Newton and company, pretty much by himself. Pick six, a sack to win the game at the Mac is different. Mac is different. And I love Maxx. But I would take prime Khalil Mack over Maxx Crosby. It is what it is. So full right now. Add me to the squad. Can't move me for ish. Talk that talk. Talk that talk. Salute to Santana. Yeah, One Nation. That Panthers game. It was, I think, Thanksgiving, right? Because I remember I was in Detroit. Michigan, watching that game. That was phenomenal, man. But once again, the way he plays the run, you know what I'm saying? Khalil was never that guy that overly pursues. He just difference maker, man. Difference maker. But once again, salute to Maxx. Love Maxx to death. Q says that 5-sack game against Denver was my favorite. Cold. OG Max still playing a run at an elite level. Sholo, talk that talk. Talk. Once again, you guys, an update. Jacoby Myers officially doubtful for Sunday. So it's going to be interesting to see if he potentially becomes questionable, or I don't know. But it looks like we're going to be without Jacoby with that ankle injury once again come Sunday. Dylan Parham is out. He is officially out. So me personally, I think you're going to see Jordan Meredith out there, one of those guard spots. I do not believe that they're going to throw Andres Pete or Cody Whitehair out there at guard. They have sucked all year long. Jordan Meredith looked pretty good this past week. I think we're going to see a mix of Jordan Meredith and Glaze on the right side, with JPJ and Colton Miller on the left, and, with Andre James there at center. So let me see. Oh, yeah, Caps. He's definitely going to cook. And I hope that Luke Getsy airs the football out, man. Sunday. We have nothing to lose at this point. Like, find a way to get Trey Tucker involved. Find a way to get Trey Tucker involved. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go out there and throw the football all over the place on this Rams defense, man. Real talk. Just no reason not to. Go out there, get Trey Tucker involved in the offense. Because last week was just absolutely disgusting. And keep Turner involved as well, man. DJ Turner's been a blessing in disguise for us on the offensive side of the ball. Get him involved. But I think this is a weekend where Trey Tucker and Aiden O'Connell got to bring that chemistry back. And I do believe that Brock is going to eat regardless. Nobody can stop him from doing what he does. He's just that great. Let me see. Yeah, top. Parham is out. Definitely out, man. Yeah, I seen an interesting trade, Glock, with the New Orleans Saints. I forgot what website it was. It was kind of running around Twitter. I believe it was like send Andres Pete to the Saints for, I believe, their backup running back or some along those lines. I don't know who the hell put it out, but I seen it on some website. I'd do anything to get rid of Andres Pete. Salute to Fred, my dog. Let me see. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. And real quick, you guys, we're not going anywhere. Salute to the chat. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Make sure to head over there to BetUS to get a 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits by using promo code YouTube150. Fastest payouts in the industry, up to $2,000. I'm telling y'all now, man. Head over to BetUS. Tell them Graphk Raiders sent you. This live stream is powered by BetUS. 150% bonus on your first deposit. 125% bonus on the next 2. Up to $2,000. Fastest payouts in the industry. Go over there and tell them I sent you, man. Once again, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. Get your questions in, you guys, before we get out of here. Coming up on almost an hour and a half. Got to go get my sons here in a second. We talked about Blake Lynch. The linebacker addition to our practice squad. We talked about the Maxx Crosby trade talk and, what he said, in the locker room in one of his interviews that was just conducted. We talked about that and all the rumor mill about people saying we should move on from Max. We talked about the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick situation, which I call super cap on. I don't think that we're even going to think about bringing in a Bill Belichick. I think that Tom Telesco and Tom Brady and company are smart enough to realize you need a bright, young offensive mind to come in and call the shots in today's NFL. You need an Andy Reid. You need a Sean McVay. You need a Ben Johnson. You need those type of guys in order to be successful at the NFL level in today's NFL. Salute to Isaac as well. The Raiders are beat up, Graphk, but to be honest, I don't expect anything from this team. We are not doing anything this year. Thank God for other sports. Hey, man, my Kings went 0-5, 0-6 in the preseason. Shit, man. Hopefully they don't translate to the regular season next Thursday, man, when we face, I believe, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, yeah, man, look, I'm all across the board. I don't think my Sharks have won a game yet this season. I got Notre Dame. Thank God they're cooking right now. But, man, it's ugly. It's ugly, man. Salute to Isaac. Appreciate you, brother. Ben, it's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see. I'll tell you right now, though, him dealing with that ankle injury definitely doesn't help our cause if we do even think about flirting with the idea of moving on from Jacoby Myers. I just threw a name out there, you guys, in terms of what can bring some potential value back. That's it. I'm not saying that I don't like Jacoby Myers. I'm not saying that he can't be a critical part of this team moving forward, but he definitely was a Josh McDaniels guy. He's definitely a number 2 guy, right? He could be potentially a number 1 on some teams, but I'm just saying if you can get some draft capital for him at the trade deadline, and he's not in your plans moving forward, you might as well get something for him. Yes, DeMarcus, I'm definitely going to some A's games in SAC next year, bro. Definitely. Salute to Deb. Always appreciate you, sis. Happy Feisty Friday, Raider Nation. Salute y'all. I'll be up in the nosebleed Sunday, but row one, bringing banners to slap in full view. Gonna black this shit out. Have to end this SoFi curse. Have fun out there, family. Salute to Raider Deb. Appreciate you. Send us some pictures, man. We definitely want to see your time out there at SoFi Stadium. Salute to you, sis. Appreciate you. Let me see. Adam, I'll tell you this. Let me read this message. I don't know if I read it to you guys yet. Salute to our guy. And Dylan will be on the show in the next few weeks, you guys. He'll be on the show in the next few weeks. We talked about the bye week. So we're going to bring our dog, our boy Dylan. I just sent them a bunch of OakLosVegas gear as well. OakLosVegas.com, you guys, if you guys want to support the merch. But I said, tough game, my brother. Life ain't easy, so football definitely ain't going to be either. You will bounce back from this. We believe in you over here, man. On to the next. This is what he said. Thanks, Graphk. Short-term memory. On to the next. Shit happens in this league. Got to focus on the Rams now. Main focus is winning fucking games, and that's what we have to start doing. So salute to my guy, Dylan. Definitely has the right mindset. His career has not started, the way he's wanted it to, right? The fumble in preseason, the fumble, this past week against the Pittsburgh Steelers definitely did not start the way he wanted it to, but he has the right mindset, man. He's excited to just keep it moving, get an opportunity against the Rams. So you guys get some questions together. In the next few weeks, we'll have our guy Dylan, definitely friend and family of the show, pulling up, and we'll definitely talk to him a little bit. And I'm thinking that me and Stu may kick it with him a little bit too in Cincinnati in a few weeks when me and Stu head out there for the Raiders-Bengals game. So salute to Santana. This just in. DA lost the locker room when he was caught singing. Daddy wasn't there to change my underwear. It seems he doesn't care. Aaron wasn't there. Santana has been drinking early in the game today, baby. Santana, how many drinks are you in? Like, you had at least 3 or 4 up to this point right now, Santana. Salute to my dog, man. Appreciate you on the $5 special. Let me see. Salute to AP, my dog. Appreciate you, brother. As always, supporting us so much over here at OLV. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang here in the building. Appreciate every single one of you guys. If you missed out on these 5 that AP gifted, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It's definitely one of the best ways to support what we do over here. Real talk. Let me see. That was a tough play. Q, I agree. Get him involved in the passing game. Factory. That was a tough play for any player, man. That's TJ Maxx you got. I mean TJ Maxx. TJ Watt. Think about TJ and Maxx Crosby combined, or a TJ Maxx clothing store, but that's TJ Watt. It's TJ Watt, man. It's levels to this shit. Most players wouldn't go out there and punch that football out in that specific situation. You know what I'm saying? So, look, man, it sucks that Dylan had to go through that, but hey, it's a learning curve in the NFL, man. You know what I mean? And he'll bounce back from it. Let me see. John, I mean, what can you do in that situation, right? I don't blame the kid for when a defender twice his size punches the ball out. It's tough. It's tough. Caps, you want to get him on that program? Real ones know. You want to get him on that program? I hear you, Caps. Salute to Hug. Well, I have no idea what the fuck that means. Hug's prediction. Either Getsy dials up that offense or Mark pulls his chain. Take that for what it's worth and book it. Ooh. The GOAT mod father in the building puts his prediction out there, you guys. Either Getsy airs it out or Mark pulls. Okay, so this is the week. This is the week. If he doesn't go out there and unleash this offense, you're saying that he's out of here. Okay. Let's put a pin on that one, Hug. I'm here for it, though. I'm here for it. Austin Powers Gold member reference. Oh, shit. You're right. Either way, you're still drunk. So is my guy Santana. Either way, you still been drinking, Santana. I have a feeling, brother. I have a feeling that you were still slapped for some strange reason. I have this nagging suspicion that you're still slapped out somewhere. Let me see. Rob, look, I'm not against that, man. He's been the best running back that we've had up to this point in the season, right? Give Alexander Mattison the football. Fuck it. Run the football with Alexander Mattison. I'm cool with that. And did you guys hear what Luke Getsy said, about why he took Alexander Mattison out of the game, after that first drive and put Amir Abdullah in for a whole drive and want to keep guys fresh and blase, blah. Bro, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? That doesn't make any sense to me. The NFL, you have to ride the hot hand. That is a part of sports in general. Like, let me see Steph go out there and hit fucking 10 3-pointers the first quarter. You think they're gonna pull him in a second? No, he's on fire right now. Go to him. And I'm not saying Alexander Mattison was having that kind of drive or that kind of game at all, you guys. I'm not saying that. But you ride the hot hand. You ride the hot hand. Simple and plain. You ride the hot hand. You don't go away from what's working. Come on, you only have 4 quarters to win a football game. How do you go away from something that's working? Make that shit make sense. Demented. Getsy is not in a situation to tank. Getsy will never find a job again as an offensive coordinator. AP is not in a situation to tank unless Mark Davis gave him and Tom Telesco gave him the nudge to do it. These guys are not in situations where they can do that. AP will never find a head coaching job ever again, you guys, after this. He cannot go out there and tank unless he was given, word to do so. Same thing with Luke Getsy. He shit the bed in Chicago, and he's shitting the bed out here in Vegas now. He's cooked at this point. He'll probably end up being, I don't know, maybe he'll get a coordinator job with a worse team later on down the line. I don't know. But these guys are not in a situation where they can go out there and tank. Tom Telesco in year 1 as a GM, he's the only one that probably has some type of, security with his job. That's it. I don't think anybody else out there, and maybe Graham a little bit because of all the injuries that we sustained on the defensive side of the ball. But I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Robo, I'm going to reach out to Hondo. I'm going to send him a text right now. Hold on real quick. I'm going to say, it's that time, Uncle Hondo. It's been too long. It's that time, Uncle Hondo. It's been too long. We'll see what Unc's talking about. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button once again. Let me see. AJ, I know you've seen the pictures. I know everybody in the nation has seen the pictures with Tom Brady and Shedeur Sanders. He's definitely been, played a pivotal role in Shedeur Sanders and his development, I believe, since 2019, 2020. Let's see. Hey, Jim, let me tell you something, bro. If was a fifth, we all be drunk, bro. If was a fifth, we all be drunk. It was never going to be easy to go get Jaden Daniels anyway. And to be real with you, I don't know if Jaden would look the way he's looking right now with Luke Getsy calling the show or calling the shots. You know what I'm saying? And unless we brought in Cliff Kingsbury and you know, but if it was a fifth, we all be drunk, bro. Let me see. Hug, I did not see it. Let me see. Let me try to find Hug's last comment. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building, as always. Oh, seeing too much mediocrity in play calls and Mark's face at games tells it all. There you go. There you go. Just hit me back. It's great to hear from you, buddy. How's the family? We are blessed. All right, I'm gonna set it up. But let me see. You stupid, Santana. Hilarious. Yeah, some of us hug a fifth, ain't it? Crazy. Right. I was never the big AP guy in the first place. I don't know why you guys are acting shocked about this shit. Like last year, I wanted Ben Johnson. Then I found out it wasn't him. Then I wanted Jim Harbaugh. And then it was AP. He was the third option for me. So I don't know why people keep acting shocked about this shit. Now, when he was named the head coach, I was excited because I was excited for the fan base. I was excited for Maxx and company to have the guy they wanted in the building. I was never a major AP guy. I even said it on national television, you know, on the New York Post. Salute to them. I said, you know, they asked me if I was hyped about AP. I said, yeah, I'm hyped, you know, for the fan base and for the, you know, so on and so forth. But I said, you know, Harbaugh was my 1A, you know, if Ben Johnson wasn't an option. So I don't know why people are acting shocked about me not being that heavy on the AP train. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get it. Deb, anygivensundaysauces.com, but just go to Amazon. Just go to Amazon. Amazon's the easiest way to do it. Just type in Any Given Sunday Sauces. Look, I'll show you right here. Hold on real quick, y'all. It's right here. Right there. Any Given Sunday Sauce. It's on Amazon. Salute to Deb. Appreciate you, fam. Let me see. He said, Halloween. Deb, I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Either Luke is incompetent or he is told to let practice squad get some reps because he was told to take just enough to be aligned for a particularly ranked quarterback. Manly Shador. S-Dot, I have no idea what you just said, fam. Let me read this again. Either Luke is incompetent or he's just told to let practice. Okay, get some reps because he was told to tank just enough to be aligned for a particularly ranked quarterback. S-Dot, unless they got permission, man, Graphk wanted Harbaugh on their Dobbs. Y'all forgot? Facts. And we had the exclusive Sholo man from Ed Dodds. He hit us up. Salute to my brother Stu. Hit us up and said, I want to be a Raider. He was excited about that interview. He was excited when he left that interview. He thought that he was going to get the job with the Raiders. You know what I mean? I was excited about that, you know, potential reunion or Harbaugh and Ed Dobbs. So facts. Let me see. Salute to DB. Catch me in LA with my homie Mark Davis. I see the default picture, brother. I see it, man. Salute to you, man. AP, you stupid. But nah, man. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Get ready to go pick up my sons. Everybody have a happy Friday. Me and Wasted will have a show here soon. Maybe we'll run one later on tonight. Who's to say? Raiders Rams preview show tomorrow. Watch party, me and Hammer Sunday. So make sure you guys support us, man, as always. Once again, man, salute to everybody here in the building that came through and rock with me. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Make sure you wipe them feet on the way out. Also, hit that subscribe button. And once again, on the way out, salute to our proud sponsors over at BetUS. This live stream was powered by BetUS. Make sure to head over there, get 150% bonus on your first deposit, 125% on your next 2 deposits, up to $2,000 using promo code YouTube150. Fastest payouts in the industry. Make sure to head over there and tell them Graphk Raiders sent you. Salute to all my people. Appreciate you guys as always. Let me get the hell out of here, man. Get my family together. Love. One.
I know Jerome is coming up and he's going to blow the house out, but I had to get that in.